Hey guys, this is Trey Starry, and I am bringing you Week 1 matchup of the UCL Style League. And here I'm going to break down my team for you. You can see my opponent is STQ, and he has a pretty menacing team. Gardevoir, Megalopony, Keldeo, Cress, Slurpuff, Rotom Heat, Cinccino, Electros, Gastron, and Electivire. So, the first thing that stands out to me is Lopunny and Keldeo. Actually, the first three are huge threats. I don't really have too much to deal with it. Especially, and I'm going to guess the Gardevoir is going to be Scarfed, and Keldeo is going to be Sub-Calm Mind. I want to be prepared for those two. I'm also prepared for a Power Punch Melodic, new meta. Power Punch Megalopony. So those three, I have a lot of threats. So, taking a look at my first Pokemon is Ribbons. I'm bringing up the screen. Alright. Ribbons is prepared to deal with Sub. It has Hyper Voice, it has Protect, Heal Bell. What do I have Heal Bell on? I said I didn't want Heal Bell. I want to Wish. What am I doing? I'm drunk. Wrong one. Yeah. Because I don't want Heal Bell. So, this gives it... actually, you can see the spread. I'm going to put this up again, so, sorry. So, this spread is a pretty peculiar one. I want a max HP. It's going to be bulky. The 140 defense allows me to safely, barring a critical hit, live a Power Punch and then the ensuing +1 return. With, like, 2%. But I live. Guaranteed. And then I can fire off a Hyper Voice and, if not kill it, bring it to the point where even a Selgor can come in or anything can come in and destroy it. Protect in case it high jump kicks. I don't know what it's going to do. Protect is just a nice option on Sylveon. Wish for recovery and Baton Pass. Now it's between Baton Pass and Heal Bell, which I normally run. The reason why I didn't want to run that is because he has nothing that really wants to do too much to me. And anything that does want to status me, I'd probably want to be in on Sakura. And let's just say Sakura likes being burned and poisoned. The other threat that STQ is built to beat is Keldeo. I'm afraid of Sub-Calm Mind Keldeo. Ridiculous. It's because Sylveon's the only thing I can. If Keldeo's coming in, Sylveon's coming in. If it's Specs, I'm also going to be a little bit afraid, but I'm going to be less afraid because that means Sakura can deal with it. I'll get to that later. So, what also I like about having the defensive investment is Secret Sword is not going to deal as much with the defensive investment, which is nice, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Sylveon, first switch into Keldeo. If it goes for Secret Sword, it usually does a good 30%, which is more than you want. So I'm not exactly sure what this spread does for the Keldeo, but I know it just gives me enough defense to live it a little more. So that's basically what Ribbons is here for. Take care of Megalopony in a pinch, and take care of the Keldeo. It also provides good Wish support once those threats are gone. Now, however, my primary counter for Megalopony remains Leon the Hippowdon. So, it is fully physically defensive because I don't want Hippowdon dealing with Gardevoir. I don't want it dealing with Keldeo. Cresselia, Rotom, I don't want to deal with it. Fully physically defensive with a little bit of attack. So, this is because I'm scared of Power Punch. I'm scared of Megalopony, like, it's a threat. So, the more damage. Slack off because I need recovery. Stealth Rocks is going to be huge. I only see one setup sweeper, and that's Slurpuff. And I think I can deal with Slurpuff. Especially with Leon. If he comes in on Leon, I can just roar. He gets the... I could actually... You know what I want to do? I'm going to do this now while I'm on, and I know it's not professional, but I'm going to do it anyway. New team, Pokemon Slurpuff. Slurpuff. What's your speed? 180. Uninvested, it's 180. What are your speed? Okay, I should be fine. I wanted to make sure I outslow it. Wait, I'm doing with Roar. What am I talking about? Well, that was unnecessary. But anyway, he sets up, I roar him out. He no longer can get Unburden, and his +6 is gone. And he's down to 75%, so a Belly Drum puts him easily in KO range from most moves. I needed the Earthquake because of the fact that he has Electivire. Electros won't take anything from it, but it'll deal like 50% to the Lopunny. It'll kill the Electivire. And I'm more afraid of the Ice Punch on Electivire than the HP Grass or Water. So that's how I'm going to do with that. Cinccino here shows itself to be the largest threat to my team. Because even my physically defensive Leon takes 50% from a Choice Banded Bullet Seed. And if he's bringing Cinccino, there's only one set. It's Choice Band. And I don't one-shot it with with Earthquake. And nothing will outspeed and nothing else will live. So Cinccino's the biggest threat. If I don't see it, I'll be really happy. If I do see it, every time it hits the field, I probably have to sack something. But I'll get into what I have to do to deal with it next. So moving on, Gardevoir is still a threat. Rotom Heat's a threat. A lot of stuff here are threats. I'm actually going to run a completely specially defensive Sakura with Recover, Miracle, Scald, and Haze because there's just too much potential for low-key setting up with this opponent. And because, let's face it, I had nothing else to put on there. Recover for recovery. Miracle, because if he fires up a Hyper Voice with that Gardevoir, or no, it's not Mega, so it can't be Hyper Voice, but a Moonblast with that Gardevoir, it'll do, I don't know how much, but the Miracle will do twice as much. So if say it's 40%, that's around, 200, double at 400, gone. No, 150, double at 300. It's either gone or very close to being gone. And he's not going to want to stay in. The Scald is to damage stuff like Rotom Heat. If Cinccino switches in on it, then it could get the Burn. Burns, those are nice. Especially the Mega Lopunny. Everything. The only thing I'm afraid of here is the Gastrodon. And honestly, Gastrodon comes in, it poisons me. I'm not complaining. So moving on, my Satan the Hoopa Unbound. As you can see, it's a funny spread. Don't you love funny spreads? So I put the 248 Assault Vest because I wanted to make sure. This is actually my counter for Gardevoir. Really. I don't want to switch it in, but if Gardevoir comes in on it, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to fire off a Gunk Shot, take it out, live a Moonblast easily, Scarfed. I don't have to worry. Hyperspace Fury is for the Cresselia because I was thinking that Cresselia is going to Moonblast if it wants to touch me. I'm okay with that. If I knock off, yeah, I get rid of leftovers, but then knockoff doesn't do enough, and it can just Moonlight Stall me for ages. If I Hyperspace Fury that thing, it's going to do maybe a little less than knockoff originally did, but it's still going to do over half every time. So he can't Moonlight Stall me. Sadly, he can stall me out of power points. But I'm also carrying knockoff as well. So I can knock off that first turn, and then Hyperspace Fury, and boom, dead. And, wrong thing. The other thing I'm carrying, and that's the reason, so that's my 100 plus. I don't remember why I did 100 plus. I can't remember, but it's okay. The second, I might want to redo that. So what I might redo is I might redo this, make the special attack stat more specific, and then adjust the attack stat. But the special attack is invested because Energy Ball. Now, originally I had Thunderbolt before the draft was done, but then since he got Gastrodon, I have no grass types on this team. I did have to change Greninja to have Giga Drain as well, but Energy Ball, coverage for the Gastrodon, which could come in, could try to Scald. If it's a physically defensive one, and that's where I just catch him on guard, nuke it. If it's a Keldeo, it'll deal half, and then I'll know if I'm in trouble if it starts Calm Minding. So moving on is my sweeper, sort of. Cerberus. Puts a lot of pressure on the opponent's team. I have it, now this is the funny spread. I have it modest, with max speed. Not modest, rash, because it lowers special defense. No, that is changing. I'm making it modest. I have no reason for Sucker Punch. So, alright. Here's what I'm looking at for things to outspeed. God of War. Megalopony. Both of those, I'm not going to outspeed, because Scarfed Gardevoir puts at a 426 speed. Megalopony speed is 405. I can't come close. So, there's that. Keldeo, I don't want to stay in, no reason to outspeed. Cresselia, oh, that's the other thing about Satan. It's actually I'm actually speed crept, so that I'm faster than a uninvested Cresselia, which may not last long if he Thunder Waves, but if he doesn't have Thunder Wave, I outspeed, which really is not gonna, he's not gonna like that, so I'm gonna be faster than it, unless he speed creeps, which, touche. So anyway, Slurpuff? Teambuild, I wanna check Slurpuff again. So, max speed doubled. No, there's no way I outspeed. So I'm going to outspeed anyway if I'm going to outspeed when it's Slurpuff when he's not unburdened, but there's no way I'm outspeeding him if he is unburdened. So, there's that. Chinchino, I mean, if I put Timid, I speed tie. And I hate putting it down to speed ties. I hate it. If it's a speed tie, don't bother. That's my opinion. Like, a little bit of a tangent, but I usually run for Mega Manectric 400 speed. Because stuff can get to 399, but if I'm against another Manectric, I want to Volt Turn faster than it. And if I get to the Megalopony, I want out before it even has a chance to attack. So anyway, I don't outspeed anything at 361. I believe. Rotom Heat, what are your speeds? I just want to make sure. This is where I want to make sure. Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat can get... Oh, yeah, no. No way. Yeah, I'm fine. So, I outspeed everything I need to outspeed. I don't speed tie with anything. So that way I can get maximum power. And I put 4 in the defense. Because where else am I going to put it? I could put it in special defense. But, meh. They run most mixed attackers run naive. So, I'd rather take the physical hit. So, Dark Pulse hits everything except for the Megalopony. And the Keldeo. Both of which I don't want to stay in on. The Sludge Bomb is for the Gardevoir and the Slurpuff, so I can just get damage. Because I feel if he switches in Slurpuff on a Dark Pulse, he's not going to like the Sludge Bomb. Protect, so I get that Mega Evolution, because a normal Houndoom isn't going to be that fast. And finally, I ran Will-O-Wisp because, honestly, I don't need Flamethrower. It touches nothing. So I'd rather have the Will-O-Wisp just for the burn. There's no other coverage move I want. And if I can get a burn on something, that'd be much better than getting a little bit of chip damage, because most of his threats, except for Keldeo, which I can deal with, are physical. All the things that scare me are physical. So I'd rather get a Will-O-Wisp off. So my final Pokemon is actually going to be my lead, and that's Greninja the Esselgor. Wise Glasses, I was considering... I might do Expert Belt. Do I want to do Expert Belt? The reason why I wasn't doing Expert Belt is because I feel... What I'm hoping for is a Mega... Actually, I'm happy with any lead. If he leads with the Chinchino, I'm blasting it with that Focus Blast. And it kills with no item. Anything else... Gardevoir outspeed. And I hit with this one. You know what? I might do Expert... Why did I... I had a reason for it. But what was my reason? I don't know. I'm going to put Expert Belt. I can't remember my reason. So... So the point is to lead. If it's Mega Lopunny, I switch out. Because Fake Out's going to do way too much. If it's Gardevoir, I go for the Sludge Bomb. And I go for, actually, no, I go for the U-turn. If it's Gardevoir, I go for the U-turn all day long. Right into Sakura. Because Greninja is like the panic button for Chinchino Mega Lopunny. It one-shots both of them. Straight up. Giga Drain was put... I replaced Final Gambit for Giga Drain because of the Gastrodon. If he figures out that, like, I'm special, he might not think... I don't know. He might think I have something. I can also bait... What I can also do is I can... with the Expert Belt, I can bluff the choice, which is nice, but... But the point is to lead, and in most cases, U-turn. He's the source of momentum. He's also the way to revenge kill Mega Lopunny and Chinchino. So that's the team. I think it should be alright. If that Chinchino comes, I'm going to have a tough fight. If it doesn't come, I should be okay. Rotom Heat could cause problems if it specs. Because I don't really have anything to touch it except for Sakura, and the Volt Switch isn't going to feel good. I don't feel like he is because I don't know. Will-O-Wisp is too enticing. And most run Scarf, but even still, Rotom Heat and Chinchino seem to be my biggest threats. Now, don't get me wrong, Keldeo, Mega Lopunny, and Gardevoir are still huge, but I think I can deal with them. So that is my team building video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you look forward to this battle. Peace.